Ready for more local fishing and hunting? You got it. It's the Pacific Northwest edition of America Outdoors Radio. Right here on Seattle's Sports Radio 950 KJR.
Our first check-in today is at the Garibaldi Marina on the Tillamook Coast. We're talking to Valerie Folkema, who's the co-owner there. Valerie, always great to hear from you.
And it's always great to hear from you, too, John. I feel like the season wouldn't be the same if I hadn't heard from you.
Well, I appreciate that. Let's get through this really quick because we don't have a lot of time. Let's start off with the bottom fishing. How's that been?
Not bad. The charter boats that are going out, and I'd say there's probably 3 to 5, depending on the conditions, the size of the boat. Those folks are doing well at the deep reef, nice lingcod. They don't get the deep fish here near shore until after the 1st of May. And short of that, we've done crab bait every day, so that tells me they're doing well.
What about salmon fishing? I know it's a little bit early, but have any of those springers been caught out in Tillamook Bay yet?
Well, I shouldn't say they haven't been. They're probably a few out of the ghost hole, maybe some out by the jaws, but very little pressure. And I've seen one, heard of 2, and I know of about 3 or 4 guys who've been at it maybe 2 or 3 times in the last week or so, mainly in the ghost hole. Whether they've had any takedowns or action, that sounds more like the story from the word on the street, but I haven't heard of everybody going, wow, we caught our 2 just like we did last year. All
right, so still a little early for salmon, but bottom fishing's going well. And you mentioned crabbing. I've heard it's been very good lately for Dungeness.
It has, and with these low tides coming around, both clamming and crabbing will be good, but you'll want to make sure you've got some water on the bay for crabbing. And like last weekend when we had boats out, they had, I would say low boat was 12, high boat was 18, and those are somewhat novice crabbers, so that tells me that it's been fairly good. Then we'll get sport guys coming through, or gals, and cook up crab for them, and I'll see maybe 24, and there's maybe 4 people that have been on that boat. So I'm not sure they're trying for a ton of limits as much as they're just trying for good catches.
All right, and folks, if you don't have a boat, don't worry. You can rent one and go crabbing right at the Garibaldi Marina. So don't let that stop you. Garibaldi Marina is open 7 days a week. As you just heard, the crabbing is good. The limits for Oregon are much more generous than they are in Washington. So head down there, check it out, consider a charter trip for bottom fish, and those salmon will be arriving soon. Valerie, always a pleasure to talk to you on America Outdoors Radio.
Thank you so much, John. Back at you, and everyone take care.
A seafood bounty is waiting for you on Northwest Oregon's Tillamook Coast. Catch a limit of big salmon, haul up a pot of delicious crab, and dig up a bunch of clams for some hot chowder. Plan your visit today at tillamookcoast.com.